Welcome to the Ali Family Podcast. If you appreciate Black love and Black excellence, please go ahead and subscribe.
We are welcoming you, our family. Thank you for continuing to listen and support. We have some great topics that we'll be talking about, mixed in with some great conversation, in addition to covering some of the news and updates. Which segment would you like to get into first?
Talk about some things that we've been watching, or we're looking forward to watching, or we just recently watched.
Okay.
So movies. We've had some big movies preview this year. We actually got a chance to see one of the movies, but before we tell you about that one, why don't we go ahead and talk about the Black movies that are coming out or came out this year. Respect.
We've been waiting on that one for a few years. They started talking about Respect back in 2019. So I'm glad it finally came out.
Me too. Another one of the movies that we're looking forward to is King Richard, which is the story of Venus and Serena Williams' father and their upbringing.
Me a 78-page plan for their whole career before they was even born.
Yeah, baby, yeah!
These girls so great, how come I've never heard of them?
They're from Compton.
It's okay, they just not used.
Very family-centered between the husband, the wife, the children. Venus and Serena both contributed towards this. So I feel like it's gonna be a well-rounded story and understanding how they grew up.
Will Smith is playing the father, so it's sure to be a great movie, great acting.
So you mentioned Respect, King Richard, and then...
This is where it all began. The story of Candyman. Local character, he walk around handing out candy to the neighborhood kids.
Depending on when you see this, Candyman is also in theaters and also streaming.
The fourth movie that we had been looking forward to for this year is Space Jam. So that's been out.
You were looking forward to seeing Space Jam?
I was. The fourth movie that I was looking forward to seeing this year is Space Jam with LeBron James, the remake of Michael Jordan's movie, of course.
Big shout out to LeBron doing big things. Billionaire, new entry to the Billionaire Club.
Yes.
So big shout out to LeBron for that. While we're at it, we can give a quick shout out to most recent entry to the Billionaire Club for Black people in America.
Bad Gallery Ree.
Riri,
Rihanna.
Miss Fenty, Savage, all of that. Yes, she's up in there.
She is.
I don't like the way that they worded it. They put her in the conversation of being a musical artist that is a billionaire, but most of the way that she's made her money was just from her business, just from being smart, from making great deals, connecting with European factories, the LVMH company, which is super exclusive. A lot of your favorite luxury brands are housed out of that. So that's your Louis Vuitton, Moet Hennessy is what that stands for, but just within that, there's a huge breakdown of just a lot of the luxury brands. So as soon as she made that deal with them years back, I actually had put some small dollars into their stock because I knew that was going to be something that was going to turn up, and it has. So it's a win for Rihanna, and it's a win for people that back in the day when that move happened might have invested and made some money as well.
Absolutely.
But just to send it back to the movies, out of those movies that we've either seen or looking forward to seeing, what is your favorite, or which one are you most excited about?
Going into the year, I was most excited about the Respect movie. Yeah, that movie, it was wonderful. Jennifer Hudson can act and sing her behind off. Aretha Franklin asked her to play her in a movie, and tongue-in-cheek, but probably really seriously said, "You're gonna get an Oscar, right?" She deserves an Oscar. This was great.
I agree. This is definitely Oscar-worthy material. Not even just for Best Actress, just overall for Best Film. Like it's nice that it is a great Black film, but it's just a great movie altogether. Like everybody in America should see that film.
Agreed.
And it's a benefit that it is focused on African Americans. It tells our story from that perspective of somebody who was there and was still alive while it was being made and thought of, and still could really contribute a good amount to what we saw as the final product. The lead up to it was so long that it's definitely going to be my most anticipated. Respect was supposed to come out last summer, and then COVID, and then they were supposed to push it back to closer to the winter time, and then COVID, and then it got pushed back to this summer.
To go back to the Respect movie, without giving away anything, I would say that I was surprised to learn how difficult Aretha Franklin's life was outside of music. And I was privy to a little bit, but how very involved in the civil rights movement she was. I didn't know that it was quite to that extent. So, big surprise. I feel for her. I'm even more proud of her. And we saw a few interviews with Jennifer Hudson, and she said, she's hoping that viewers go into the movie having respect for Aretha Franklin, but come out of seeing the movie and have a newfound respect for her. And I certainly do. So that was a great movie.
How did you feel when we went to the movies? Like, just thinking about going into a movie theater?
I was going away on a trip because I haven't been to a movie in the theater for so long. It felt like a really big treat, especially to see movie at Respect's caliber.
It's a black film, wanted to support it, was happy to be able to get out and watch it. Out of all of those movies, the one that looks like it really might win a few roles might be King Richard.
What's going on? Everybody okay?
They got a call, said there was trouble in the house.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. You all need to look around?
Will Smith usually brings it. So on one end, it is great that we have these beautiful films happening, but at the other end, it is unfortunate that both of these are going to be going up against each other for Best Film of the Year. You could quite likely see Best Male Actor and Best Actress awards from the Oscars going to both Will and Jennifer for this year. But the film, that's tough that those both feel like they deserve an award just off of their own. Like, we don't give Venus, just Serena aside, people forget how great of an athlete Venus was.
Don't you forget about Venus.
We didn't even know who Serena was.
Right.
All we knew is Venus came in, kicked in the door, and was tearing it down for years. We didn't know Serena. At least I didn't. And then we found out, okay, she has a little sister who is tearing it down and elevated to a higher level. Everybody would have to agree that Serena's career, definitely on the court and off the court, has elevated to Jordan-like talent. But we have to give it both.
I think you might just have the next Michael Jordan.
Oh, no, brother man. I got me the next two.
So to say that this movie has two kind of living legends for what they did, I think that movie would deserve an Oscar if the situation was in a different year. Thinking about last year, the best movies that we had compared to this year, we're already looking at a lot of great films that have come out that are better than what we had last year. I guess that's kind of more the big screen. There are some things that we have been checking out on the smaller screen, at least me, that I've been checking out on the smaller screen that I am excited about, but I wish they would get it right. So, Godfather of Harlem, I don't know what happened in the middle of the season 2. They just decided to take a break, and I think they just came back. But when I say a break, I mean stopped in May and just came back in August. So I don't know if that's COVID related. I don't know what that is, but please get that right. Epics, please get that right, because it's a good story and people want to watch it. But come on, we can't just take a break in the middle of a season from May until August. That's tough to come back from. And then I would also add what 50 Cent is doing. I think we gave 50 a shout out, but I do want to just give him a shout out again on multiple we've seen what he's done for Life. We've seen what he's done with Power and that whole series. There is a new Power book series that is going on and looks really good. It's based on Kanan. 50's character was Kanan, so this is kind of based off of Kanan, but I always feel like when I'm watching it, it's kind of a little bit get rich or die trying mixed in with it. So let me know what y'all think about what y'all seen so far from the Kanan Power book. And then there's the new series coming up pretty soon with BMF, which I believe will also be on Starz, and that's based on the Black Mafia family. Big Meech, big shout outs to that story making its way to the screen, and we'll see how that looks. But from everything that I've seen with the trailers and everything that I've heard about it, it's really high anticipation. And this is what I like to call YouTube season right now. So if you're watching this, you probably get it. There's really not that much on right now. There's some things that are in between seasons. There are some, like I mentioned, there's some things that took a long break and are just hard to get into right now. Maybe with the exception of Sunday, Monday, there might be something out there for people if you're looking for something, but that does open up the window for YouTubers, content creators on all platforms. So hopefully you're finding this as some entertainment slash information. What's the word for that? There's like edutainment, trying to give people something in addition to everyday life, because where every day is something. There's, whether it's the weather, whether it's the news, there's definitely something happening that it's nice to have a little diversion from.
For sure. There is some TV that I'm looking forward to. Season 5 of Insecure, we just found out, is coming back in October. On the edge of my seat, just waiting. I can't wait. Oh, my favorite show. That's the 5th and final season. And we know Issa Rae has some other projects that she's working on. Looks like she's working on some sort of reality series with 20-somethings in LA. So that definitely, anything that she puts her hands on is worth checking out. So I'm definitely going to be checking that out too. So another one of our favorite segments are What Are We Listening To? Recently, Kanye West did a slew of performances where he did huge listening parties for his upcoming album. So he's certainly gotten plenty of streams from that. He and Drake are having a rivalry, an ongoing rivalry. Every other week or so, there's rumors that he might release.
Very recently, Drake just released the date that his album is coming out on SportsCenter, ESPN, and in the middle, he was just holding up a sheet of paper like this, and it said CLB September 3rd on it. So a lot of people are really excited about that right now. I think he felt the push, like you mentioned, because Kanye's been doing so much recently with his releases. There's a third one that's going on in Soldier Field. We haven't seen it just yet, but do know that that's the third one, and supposedly Donda could be releasing any day now.
Donda, Donda, Donda. Donda, 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 Donda.
Our favorite artist, Kendrick Lamar, just dropped a bomb, and haven't had a chance to see the full music video just yet, but from what I've heard, he is coming for blood.
I am the Omega, PG Lane, Rolly Gang, SIE, don't you address me unless it's with 4 letters. I thought you known better.
I woke up and chose violence. He's got bars for whoever your top 5 are.
Smoking on your top 5 tonight.
He is coming for them, so I really like when Kendrick comes because he always brings the spirit of hip hop. He's talking his stuff, so I will say I'm looking forward to this year's music more than I have in the last. Man. I don't know if we've had music this good and what it's looking like this consistent maybe since, it's been a long time, because 2020 everybody was double dutching. 2019 there was a lot of people that were planning for 2020 and then it just didn't happen. So I want to say 2019, 2020. Man, this is a few years. Even with Kendrick, I don't know if he's dropped since 2017. So this is gonna be a refresh that people are looking for.
Another album that recently dropped was Nas's King Disease 2.
Oh, yes.
Very great music throughout. A notable song is a collaboration with him and the Miss Lauryn Hill.
That is the song, the best song on the album, hands down.
Yes.
For sure.
I loved it. I loved hearing her voice. It felt like old Lauryn vibes. I think she played off of Nas's verse. She didn't want to outshine him, but she also let people know that like she's up here.
She got her stuff off. Very on time. The message was very on time, very connected to what's happening in the world, but also giving us that story of her decisions of what she has endured since her career kind of started and popped off and had the opportunity to become even bigger, but then just the decisions that she made and letting us know she had that vision. Like, she really saw that the things that are happening now and the things that we're talking a lot about now, she was seeing that back when a lot of people do give her that credit of being one of the best rappers, not even just male or female, but being one of the best rappers, especially if you're talking about women that rap. She's usually the #1 spot. But just imagine, with that being said, the level that her career could have even elevated to if she had chosen to play those type of games and engage in all of the things that the industry wanted from her and made the choices that other people would have wanted for her that she didn't see for herself. Much respect to Lauryn Hill for her verse. Much respect to Nas for bringing back grown contemporary hip hop consistently. King's Disease won last year, won the Grammy for Best Hip Hop Album. If you would have asked me when King Disease 2 came out, I would have told you he had a good chance. I would have told you he had a good chance of winning a Grammy when King Disease 2 came out, maybe the first 2 weeks. But man, this news we just got, chalking Kendrick's name. Kendrick's getting that award and I haven't even heard it yet. That's how confident I am. I think I heard a line where he said, "I'm not with these overnight activists. I'm not here just to pop up because you guys have been asking for this."
I've been ducking the pandemic, I've been social gimmicks, I've been ducking the overnight activists, yeah. I'm not a trending topic, I'm a prophet, I answer to Metatron, Nick Gabrielle.
Just really sitting back and analyzing what people are doing in the game. I think he had another line where he had said, all of the people that went platinum last year, y'all were just placeholders.
2021 ain't taking no prisoner. Last year y'all fucked up all the listener. Who went platinum? I call that a visitor.
For the most part, nobody was doing shows last year. So a lot of those numbers are artificial numbers when we really get down to it. That's a whole other podcast and that's a whole other conversation, but he really made a good point. Other artists have referred to it. J. Cole had a really hot line when he was talking about how he would rather have $1 million and 1 million followers. Drake, same line. I can't relate to people that have more followers than dollars. A lot of people have referred to that of just how the streaming game, I can stream somebody's music and not even listen to it. Stream farms are a real thing, music farming, whatever you want to call it, but you just have to think these artists have to pay just to get discovered on platforms that are supposed to be all about music discovery. So it's not really about how great your music is, it's how much people are paying to get their music in front of you. There is a difference between being able to put out music during a time where you can tour it. As we know, artists do make a lot of their money from touring, from being able to touch the people, as they like to say, being able to get in front of people. So I can really understand that point of view. Kind of talked about what we've been watching, what we've been listening. For me, the things that I look forward to that make me dream big are looking at what other artists have done and then collaborated their artistry into the music world and kind of leveraged whatever influence they were able to gain for business. Because when you look at the billionaires in America that are black, or if you want to connect African American or black, just the people that fit into that category, a lot of the people have very attainable and strategic things set in place, and that even includes the people that have made music, whether it's your Rihanna's, your Jay-Z's, your Kanye's, even LeBron, to throw him in, whether you're talking about sports or entertainment. Those people have made their money through investing, through stocks, through product, through something that people found a need for before they even knew that they needed it. Early investing in companies, artists like Travis Scott, artists like, obviously there's the big ones, we know Jay-Z, we know Nas, but when I think about someone like Travis Scott, just recently voted the most influential hip-hop artist overall, it's safe to say a lot of the things that he's been touching has been winning. And he's done it more in the product space. So whether you're talking about sneakers, gaming, merchandise, business deals, he had the Travis Scott meal at McDonald's. There's actually another person that just recently got a McDonald's meal too, right?
Sweetie.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I believe it's her favorite meal that she orders when she goes to McDonald's. It's definitely a burger, fries, a drink, and something else that comes with it.
That meal is getting a lot of attention because recently there's been some rumblings that her and Quavo are getting back together. So a lot of women have been saying, hey, if the Sweetie meal was that good that it made them want to get back together, I need that Sweetie meal. I saw a picture on Twitter and it was showing like the line to McDonald's after women found out that Sweetie got back with Quavo. And it was just like lines and lines of people at McDonald's. It was funny. So we don't know if that's happening or not. We actually purposely did not cover the breakup. It didn't fit with our brand.
Right. We definitely wanted to go into this podcast covering only positive things that happen within the black community.
If you watch TV, you watch whatever source that you get your information from, there's already plenty of gossip and negativity there. So who are we to contribute and add more to that? We want to be a place where you can come to get away from that, to see some new things that you might not have known that were happening, or to see things that you knew that were happening and just to get a different spin on them and to get some positive and a different way of looking at them that might add a little extra smile to your day, or might be an additional benefit of something that you're thinking about hours or days after you watch. It's like, you know what, yeah, that is true. They were talking about that, and it kind of just works like that sometimes.
With that said, this has been the Ali Family Podcast. Thank you for listening and watching. Please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Stay blessed.
Thank you.